Hello.
Hi. The weather is fine today.
Better than yesterday. We'll take it.
I know this morning the anchors, you know, we do so many weather hits, and it's like they always, you know, the anchor tosses to the, and I know you got this today too. It's like, oh, it's a big cool down. It feels so much more comfortable out there. And I'm like, you know, I mean, it's still pretty muggy, still pretty humid out there. It's just we were not under a excessive heat warning, heat advisory anymore.
And feels like temperatures will be up to what, like 103?
Yeah, 103 is like, that's
Not
like winter time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like nothing, like bust out the jackets. Like I was kidding, I was saying on the after show, my husband and I watched all 3 Austin Powers movies a few weeks ago. But you know when Dr. Evil was like, laser beam. It's like,
he's like
cooler weather.
Lasers, yeah. Using these lasers. That was so fun. Because he thinks that everything is like new and everybody else is like, yeah, we know what a laser is. I love that.
What's the girl on his side that's like, get the laser beams, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Fran or something?
Something, yeah. I know what you're talking about, yeah.
It's
She's
so
hilarious.
good. So if you need a movie to watch to stay cool this weekend, highly recommend.
I'm so partial to the first one. I know that the later ones, like people really like the third one was really funny, yeah. But there's something about the first one. It's more like subtle humor. I don't know, like subtle little jokes.
Yeah, like he says it and then you're like, oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So,
does he get like 5 salaries? Because he's like 5 different
because he plays
people?
all the roles. I don't know. What he hasn't come out with a movie for a while.
know.
I think the criticism of Mike Myers. This is what you call what do you call this? A tangent.
Tangent.
Yeah. I think the criticism of him was that he started reusing a lot of the gags. That like he would like take some of the gags, like things that he would do in Austin Powers, and then kind of reuse them in different movies. Like
So people were mad.
Yeah, like he had a movie called where he played like a yogi. It was like the Guru, I think is what it was called. And like a lot of the same jokes were kind of like reused in the Guru that he had already done in previous movies, and people were like, oh, okay, you know what, it's getting old.
Yeah, you're like, I've already seen that movie 50 times, so no more.
So it just
That's
didn't catch on or whatever. But you know what? He made his $100 million, so he's doing fine. So Mike Myers,
chilling.
we love you.
We like you on Forecasting with Friends.
Definitely.
If you ever want to come.
You could be a guest on Forecasting. He's Canadian, you know. Yeah, so he could tell us about, you know, what the weather was like growing up in Canada. And
That'd be good.
playing hockey and all of that stuff. One of the great debates people are having, this is like, it gets, you know, intense debate.
Yes, it's a big
deal. Do you
deal.
want it to be hot and sunny, or do you want it to be cooler and rainy?
Hot and sunny.
See, I think I would go for the cooler and rainy at this point.
And the people have spoken.
The people have spoken.
So we'd love to hear your vote. Get out your camera, you know, click the little camera app.
Yes.
Scan bottom right-hand corner of your screen and
let's
vote.
see. I need to put my glasses on to see. See, you could probably see that. I can't see that. 14% of people say sunny but very hot. They would prefer that. But wait a minute.
That's partially me.
86% of the people say cooler but rainy.
And rainy.
What? I thought it would be closer to 50-50.
I do too.
Unless it's just that maybe, you know, you guys are maybe just a little bit sick of how hot it's been recently.
So.
I think, I know for me, you always want what you haven't had.
Yes.
So, you know, if it rains for as much as it did, you know, for such a long time, then you're like, gosh, I wish the sun would come out. And then as soon as the sun comes out and it's hot, you're like, it's too hot. I wish it would rain. The same thing happens in the wintertime. It's like you want it to cool down. You root for it to cool down. And then as soon as it gets a cold snap for a week, you're like, why can't summer?
Yeah, where's the summer?
We're never happy.
I mean, the only reason I want it to be a little bit cooler is that so I literally don't have to walk Ryder at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Because now you just can't go out any earlier. Mm-hmm. So, but when it's cool, it's like, oh, when I get home in the afternoon, okay, let's go on a walk. You know.
See, I feel so guilty. Like, we don't walk the dogs.
Mike!
I know we don't, because Pippin he's a maniac. Like, he has such high anxiety around strangers, and so if we put him on the leash and take him outside, immediately he pulls. You know. So I know I've watched all the tips on YouTube, and even like some of you out there have sent me tips every once in a while. We got this harness for him that if it pulls, it kind of tightens up the harness. It's not a choke collar.
No, but that's
it
good.
just
It makes
tightens.
you feel safe a little.
Yeah, but it's supposed to just tell him like, oh, okay, the harder I pull, the more it's going to squeeze me. But he doesn't really seem to care. So, and God forbid he sees another human being. I mean, he just freaks out. So then sometimes we say, okay, we'll just take Goose, because Goose is little and he's, you know, not intimidating, you know. So, but then Pippin will freak out if we take Goose without him. So, yeah. We have a big yard, though, is the thing. That's good. So it's like so
little guys.
Easy for them to just go out there, and they're kind of like cattle. They'll go out in the backyard, and it's just, they've been out there for like 20 minutes or something. You look, and they're like grazing through the grass or whatever, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, dogs don't
smell every inch.
Yeah, they go around, smell everything, and then if there's another, we have 4, like our fence, we actually share technically with 4 different neighbors. There's one person just in the corner, but 3 out of the 4 have dogs. So, oh my gosh. The one next door is named Girl.
Aww.
And so Pippin will go over there like vicious, like a, oh my God, like a junkyard dog. And then you hear the twins next door, who are probably like in 6th grade or something. They're going, Girl, Girl, because they're fussing at their dog to get away from Pippin. Let me tell you something. It's just an adventure every day.
Can we talk about the twins in your neighborhood really quick? How many sets of twins?
5 sets of twins. We have 5 sets of twins in our neighborhood. Yeah, well, not just in our neighborhood, on our street.
Yeah.
We have 5 sets of twins.
I told my husband that, and he was like, no way.
Yeah.
He's like, what are the odds of that? Very low.
I don't know. But the amazing thing is that some of the twins, some people moved in with twins like we did, and then our next door neighbors had the twins after we moved in. So it's like ours are girl, girl, theirs are girl, girl. There's across the street are 2 girls, and then there's 2 boys, and then a boy girl.
Wow.
And yeah, it's Twin
so
City.
Crazy. That is just so cool.
And then but here's the thing about being like a fraternal twin, is that because the one set of twins I think is identical. I don't think the others are, but you know, like I know my daughters will tell people like, oh, I have a twin sister, and then of course they see their twin and they're like, you guys don't look anything alike. It's like, no, we look like sisters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We are.
Because we're not identical twins.
Yeah.
We're just.
Yeah, if people say twins, they think like the mirror image.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Parent Trap.
I think of The Shining or something in the. You know what I'm talking about?
Give me if you watch that. Absolutely not.
Yeah, like if you have twins, this is my wife felt about this very strongly, that if you had identical twins, which we didn't, but if you did, you shouldn't dress them exactly the same, because it's just odd.
Yes.
Because everybody
needs
thinks
to be pink,
of that
purple.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to assign them a color.
Yes. And then so you don't mix them up.
Well, that's true too. That's true too. I know. I love those stories. We'll have them every once in a while where there's like a twin dad, you know, twin and an uncle.
Yes.
And like one has a beard maybe and the other one doesn't have a beard, and then they like hand the baby to the brother who's the identical twin, and the baby's like, you know, what's happening here? You know,
who are you?
Yeah, then the twin walks in and she's like, who's the daddy? You know. So, yeah. Good times.
Good. That's really good.
This is a weather show. Wait, we have to talk about weather at some point.
I know, but want to let you guys know we have some animal stories coming up.
It's Animal Story Friday. We kept some in the can, as we say in the biz, just for today. Some animal stories. So
we're going to quickly just talk about the tropics, and then we'll get to a few stories. But, you know, things are quiet right now. Dun, 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 dun.
Almost too quiet.
Yeah, it's spooky, eerie, and things will be changing probably at a rapid pace. I don't know.
There's going to be a day of reckoning. I know. It's like, but as soon as it turns up, you mentioned this about the Saharan dust. You're like, as soon as it turns off, it's going to boom, turn off. It just hasn't done that yet.
No. I mean, but we're going to show you the Saharan dust in a sec. It's further to the north, so there's some tropical waves, but nothing looks like it has really any chance of development, which is good news. But we actually could be seeing maybe a tropical wave or just some tropical moisture in the Gulf of Mexico, which would rise our rain chances. So this is our exclusive Fox model showing some shower activity, probably going to be a bit more plentiful than what we're seeing right here. But take a look at the dust. It's some dust.
Yeah, and it's not that dark, like the legend at the top where it's really dense. It's like a darker brown, and it's not that, oh my gosh, that looks like a snake that's about to eat something, right? Like a cobra. So it's not as, it's going to eat the Caribbean. It's not that dark brown, so it's not as thick of a layer of dust, and so it'll have less of an influence at tamping down tropical waves and things. But still, it's like even the longer term models are not showing that much. Yeah. I'm just worried that at some point, you know, the Gulf of Mexico is so darn warm. Yeah. And at some point, you know.
Well, and then you look, so all month of August, we've been showing you where the formation zones are for August. And it's really like just across the central Atlantic, maybe a little bit of the western Atlantic. But September, it's like basically the entire Atlantic and then the Gulf of Mexico. But again, like our models really aren't showing anything for, you know, 7 to 10 days out, which is good. But without dust, with the warm waters that will just fuel it, basically nothing would stop a system that would form, which is the scary thing. And that's going to be the inevitable, unfortunately. We know it's been an intense season so far. I think I have, Category 5, Category 1, Category 2. There's only been 5 named storms, but, you know, we still think it could be impactful. So with all that being said, just don't let your guard down. I think maybe a lot of folks used up what was in their hurricane kit food-wise. Just go out and get some more.
Yeah, think about what your life was like right after Beryl hit and think, gosh, what do I wish I would have had that would have made life a little bit easier?
And get it now.
Yeah, and kind of get it now. Yeah, because even next week, you know, it's not that we expect we're going to get hit by a hurricane next week, but it's just, it's a return to more of a favorable pattern steering current so that if anything formed out there, it would be moved in our direction more so than being under that heat dome where everything gets deflected away. So, you know, it's just something to think about. You know, it's not, sometimes you can get hit more than once in one season. Yeah. It doesn't happen real often here, but in a lot of, it happens in Florida a lot. It happens in Louisiana where they'll get hit maybe 3 or 4 times in one crazy season, or, you know, Florida, you know, 3 or 4 times in a season. So it's not impossible here. You know, and we got the B storm this year, so we'll, you know, we still got the infamous I storm, you know, which like the I ones are usually the worst ones in recent years. We don't know why. There have been more, yeah, the H's are terrible too, yes. But we've had more retired I names than any other name. Yeah. It's strange, and I don't really have a very good meteorological reason for it. I mean, I did a Mondays with Mike on this probably a while, maybe last year, after Ian. And so that was 2 years ago. Yeah, it was after Ian that I did it. And it was like, why are the ice storms so bad? And I thought, well, gosh, maybe it's because they form more like in the main part of the season where, you know, the strongest storms tend to form. But then I'm like, gosh, there have been A, B, and C storms that were tremendous, you know, that were Category 5. I mean, Beryl was a Category 5. So I don't know. I don't really have a good, maybe it's random, I don't know, but I don't really have a good
random reason. Or were they all in La Nina years? You know, what were they transitioning out of something? I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I remember I did a kind of a rabbit hole kind of day on like maybe the ice storms just make landfall more often, you know, because of the time of the year, because they're like mid-season storms. But then the early season storms are usually Gulf of Mexico storms too. So I don't know. Why don't you let us know what you think?
Someone needs to do a dissertation on this, and we'll
somebody
bring them
out there
on.
hopefully has studied it. I know the person to ask probably would be Phil Klotzbach.
Yeah.
But I think even he would be a little bit hard pressed to come up with a good, solid scientific reason. You know.
Well, and then it's like, who knows what's going to happen in the future?
Yeah.
I mean, but history does repeat itself. Well, folks, we have animal stories coming up after the break that you are just going to want to stick around for.
Definitely.
Fox 26 is anonymous.
The Fox 26 YouTube page. Like and subscribe today.
A little change over time, and the weather is fine.
So I saw this story this morning and I said, we are going to show this on Forecasting with Friends.
That was the first thing Mike told me when I walked in. He's like,
she walked in and like, oh, I got a dolphin story. Oh, there's a dolphin story. So here we go. Maybe you've seen this. So what would you do if this happened to you? You're at the beach and you come across a stranded baby dolphin. Would you be strong enough to do this? So this happened in South Africa. This was a young rugby star who picked the dolphin up, who had beached itself, and put it back into the water. Now, this is Percy Montgomery, who plays rugby down there in South Africa. Now, unfortunately, the dolphin came back and beached itself again, and then he picked it up and put it back in the water. And on the third attempt to put the dolphin back in the water, it finally did stay out into the ocean. And as far as we know, the dolphin is fine. Now, of course,
look at him go.
You know, this is... We're just going to keep our fingers crossed that there wasn't like a great white out there chasing him and that's why he beached himself. But I guess the bottom line is, like, at least he had a fighting chance now. I mean, there was an incident, I don't know if you remember this, I think maybe it was last year before, where these people were just like total fools because there was a dolphin that washed up on the beach and they were all taking pictures with it for Instagram.
And they never put it back?
No, they were like playing with it, and then the dolphin ended up dying. I think it was in Florida actually. And so when this story came up, I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do, you know?
Like, I know that whales beach themselves when they're dying.
Yeah.
But they're like huge, and one person's not going to pull a whale in.
Yeah.
But poor little guy.
I know, poor little thing. He's like maybe got separated from his mother or something and just got confused. Or, you know, they talk about that in the ocean, there's some sort of, like human-made noises maybe are confusing whales and dolphins and stuff under the water, you know, like whether it comes from equipment or you know, boats, equipment, shipping, a submarine, you know, whatever it is. They get a little confused about where they are in their navigation and stuff, and so sometimes that's one of the, you know, theories about why they beach themselves. But let's just hope that the little guy
he's good.
Is still living his best life there off the coast of South Africa and didn't get, you know, like chased by a shark or anything. But
I just die at the videos on social media. Like this dog, his best friend is a dolphin.
Oh.
And he'll wait at the dock and the dolphin will see him and he'll jump up and then the dog jumps in and I'm
so
like,
cute.
oh, it's so cute.
Well, we need to put that story on.
I'm going to find it.
So I also found this.
Okay.
Okay. This comes from the Houston Zoo, and this is how the animals there are staying cool in this recent heat wave. Oh, I love those.
Look at that guy. Just right into the trunk.
So the zoo employees are spraying them down and letting them go for swims. These are my new favorite animals, capybaras.
They're so...
They are hilarious. They're like giant guinea pigs. They live in South America. But look at them. They swim and they kind of have the personality of like a dog. Now, I don't know. What is that thing?
I don't know, but that is cute.
It's some kind of pig or something.
I know, but he's so...
And so they got the elephants here that are enjoying.
Look at the second one's like, hello.
Yeah, the one's like, I have my mouth
open. Oh my gosh,
open.
he's opening his mouth. Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
So that was at the Houston Zoo, you know, trying to keep the animals
How cool.
Yeah, that
cool.
was really cute. That's cool. They feel a little cooler now. They're probably going to like it when it rains. But so yeah, that's animal story number 2.
Number 2.
Let's make it a trifecta.
And number 3 is about pups. Okay, so you might have seen this on social media, but this one pup is having fun making friends while playing her favorite game. This is Bubba, and she likes to play catch, but from her balcony.
Aww.
So videos show her dropping the tennis ball as someone walks by. Yes, she's that smart that she knows that somebody will throw it back.
Wow.
And then she sticks her head out hoping that someone will. And then guess what? She drops it back. And it looks like she's right next to a cafe, her home. And you can see that the kiddos are like, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Good balcony boy. But obviously, we just heard that Bubba is a girl. But her owner says that she could play this game all day long if she let her. Why would you not want to?
Oh my gosh. And then you could tell, you know, some people are, oh look, the dog was sniffing it. Some people want to play and they're interested, and then some people are like, "Who's dropping a tennis ball?"
Could you imagine though someone's like really focused and then it's right in front of you and you're like, oh my gosh, where did that come from?
Aw.
But honestly, it makes someone's day. Not only the dog, but also the human that's like, oh, there is good in this world still.
Where is this from?
I think it's Ukraine.
Oh, well, yeah, folks over there needed something to cheer them up, I'm sure, these
Yeah.
days. Wow, that's very cool.
I love that guy's like, huh?
Yeah,
What's
what?
falling from the sky?
Oh, that's so cool. Love that.
That's really good.
All right, are we doing this story? It's not animal related. But
No, let's do one. Yeah, we'll do this story.
Okay, we'll do this story. So, she did not perform at the DNC, but she is now conquering not just the world of music, but distilled spirits. We're talking about
Beyonce. So this Houston native took to Instagram this past Tuesday to announce her brand new whiskey line, Sir Davis. The brand was founded by Beyonce, made up in a partnership with Moet Hennessy. Beyonce named the drink after her great-grandfather, who is a successful moonshiner doing the Prohibition. You can pre-order the bottle of Sir Davis for $89, expected to release early next month. Now, I'm just saying, this could be a good Christmas gift. So
Yeah,
pre-order, get it, wrap it, and there you go.
that would be a very good. But I wonder for the $89 if it comes in that really fancy presentation case. I doubt it. That one looks like the super deluxe.
Yeah.
You know, if super famous people like this, musicians, have made a fortune in the past by coming up with their own alcohols. Like, I mean, the one that I know is Sammy Hagar with his Cabo Wabo tequila,
Yep.
which I think he sold the company at some point a while back, and it was whatever it was just an incredible amount of money that he made off of it, like $50 million or something, where I think he probably made more money off of the tequila than he did off of ever in music. So now Beyonce's probably not going to make more money off the whiskey than she did in music, but
hey,
it's still.
I think it's kind of fun, especially if you have a really big, bar cart. It's nice to add, to be like, oh, hey, do you want to just try this?
It's definitely a conversation starter. Yeah, definitely.
We are not those people that have all that stuff.
No.
Kind of wish we did, but.
I have one of my, like my best friend back in Florida he's got one of those fully stocked, any concoction you want, he will make it and he'll have it for you. And I'm like, I think I have like a Michelob in the
Yeah, exactly.
refrigerator.
Like,
That's
you good? Like, we're having some people over this weekend. I was like, I bought champagne and some OJ.
Yeah, that's it.
That's Class C that we're going to get. Okay, y'all. We have your full forecast coming up in just a bit, so stick with us so you can know what the weekend is holding.
A little change over time, and the weather is
Fox 26 is Fox 26 YouTube page. Like and subscribe today.
I was doing the mornings and the evenings.
Yeah, I do. I remember that.
Hello, hello, everyone. Hope you're having a fabulous Friday. The weekend is upon us, and it's going to be a little bit cooler. We can give you a little bit and maybe some rain. Overall, though, still going to be pretty warm. No heat advisories today. We're seeing that out to the west, but it's still going to be hot, so don't let your guard down. But I want to take you out to the forecast rain for what will likely be seen next week. And some of the models are showing a surge of moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, so our rain chances going to be on the rise. Again, as of this moment, it doesn't look like it's going to be anything severe, which is good news, but with higher rain chances comes lower temperatures. So yesterday we did hit 100 degrees. It was the 7th day in a row. Probably not going to reach it today as there's some clouds out there. But then take a look at widespread 90s through the extended forecast and that rain next week. Have a fabulous weekend, you guys.